This is razmafzaruk UK. Today I thought I'd create a video showing one of the drills that I often practice to master the different anchor points in razmafzar. So as you can see, my first shot there is with chest draw, sinakesh, where I bring the arrow back to my chest before I release. This next shot is going to be rishkesh, which is bear draw. As you can see, I bring the arrow fully back and then I release like so again. And now I'm going to be doing boardkesh, which is arguably the most common draw within Persian archery. If you ask anybody what their favorite draw is, it's usually all the time boardkesh, but it's a really consistent anchor point, and it doesn't surprise me that many people love it. This last draw now is abrokesh, which is eyebrow draw, and I must say it's probably the most challenging draw, especially when you're shooting up and close like this, as typically abrokesh is done when you're shooting at far ranges, but nonetheless it's still a great drill to practice. And now I'm going to be shooting again, this time holding my arrows in between my fingers like so. This sort of draw is actually seen in Persian miniatures and Seljuk coins, so it's a really old historic technique which allows you to release multiple arrows in succession. Again, I'm going through all the various anchor points, starting from chest draw all the way back up to abrokesh eyebrow draw. What's really important is that when you're doing a drill like this, is you don't rush it, you take your time. Many people, from when they do swordsmanship techniques or even archery techniques, they try to rush the techniques, which is one of the worst possible things you can do. As I say, you always want to start off slow, and once you've mastered the foundations, then you can start picking up the speed. And as you can see here, this final shot again is going to be abrokesh, my eyebrow draw, bring the arrow back, and I release like so. One of the issues I have is often my abrokesh, it lands a bit higher than my other arrows, and that's because typically abrokesh is done when you're shooting at far targets. And now I'm doing another speed archery technique, and this technique allows you to hold many arrows. You can probably hold at least 7 or 8 arrows if you've got large hands. It's a really good technique when you're speed shooting. However, you cannot do this on horseback, and even it's limited when you're doing ground archery as well, as oftentimes the arrows can slip out your hands, so you have to be really careful, because oftentimes people think that on the battlefield you had unlimited arrows, which is of course false. On the battlefield you had limited arrows, so you have to make every arrow count. And as you can see again, I do my final shot for the cycle, and I release like so. An overall good grouping, but what's really important is that you continuously practice, you train hard, and you stay dedicated.